Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com with more secrets to unlock that guy's tricky heart. You know, the one with all those padlocks and chains and crap on it. Look, today we're going to talk about something that I think every woman wants to know at least a little bit about, and that's how to be a good girlfriend. I'm going to give it to you in 5 easy steps. I like to make things fairly simple. Sometimes it seems like guys are confusing, weird, and hard to read even. But the truth is that men are actually fairly simple creatures. If you know how to meet just a few of our needs, we're happy. And we're loyal, too. Yeah, I'm serious. We are actually loyal. And that's a combination that every woman wants to have so she can lock down her man. What it usually all comes down to is being a good girlfriend to him. So good, in fact, that he won't think about another woman. The grass will never seem greener to him than it is on his own front lawn. So this particular video is probably going to make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up just a little bit. It's not a politically correct romp through the rainbow-colored fields. I'm going to give it to you straight up, as only Carlos can. So what does it take to be a good girlfriend to him, to be the kind of woman he can't stop thinking about? Well, there are 5 principles to this that I'm going to lay out for you right here, starting with be the best girlfriend, step number 1, be the cookie, not the broccoli. Now I want you to think about it. If I were to offer you a cookie or a piece of warm, buttery broccoli, which one would you want more? Now, if you're honest, you'd actually say that you wanted that cookie. No matter how delicious I tried to make the broccoli sound, like I just tried with all the butter, even if you love broccoli, you're still going to want the cookie a little bit more. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to dating, there are the people we should want to have and the people we really want to have. You know as well as I do that the smooth-talking bad boy is much more attractive at first. He's kind of like one of those soft chocolate chip cookies that you get straight out of the oven. And that nice guy who you should want is more like the broccoli. Now, the experts tell you that you should choose him, but your tummy is all grumbly for that other fella, isn't it? Well, don't feel bad. Men have the same situation, but lucky for you, it's an easy difference to overcome. You see, guys want all kinds of girls. The trick for you to know is to know which one he's craving at any given moment, okay? Because his tastes change from time to time. Does he want the prim and proper librarian, or is he looking for a little slutty fun? And you don't have to change into that girl. You just show him that you've got a little of that particular woman in you. And it's as easy as your choice in outfit that you choose or how you wear your hair and makeup that particular day as to what kind of girl he's going to get. But the important thing is to not try and be the girl he should want. Be the girl he really wants. Okay, let me say that again. Don't try to be the girl he should want. Be the girl he really wants. Now, one of the best ways to stay a hot cookie on his plate is to do what I'm about to talk about next, which is how to be a good girlfriend. Step number 2, be better than his next girlfriend. Look, reality is kind of a bitch on this one, but you got to look good and you got to be sweet if you want to keep his interest, all right? If you manage to catch a good guy and then you proceed to pack on 40 pounds of I stopped caring, he's probably going to dump you. If you transform from sweet and caring to bitchy and nagging, he's going to disappear. And I can hear the audience being all offended and screaming at the YouTube screen right now, Carlos, that's a horrible thing to say. He shouldn't do that. He should. Whoa, hang on right there. If you ever start a sentence with he or she should, that's where we're running into problems. That's a load of crap. If we all did what we should do, well, we'd all be exercising every day, wouldn't we? We'd never eat junky food. We'd go build houses for the homeless in our spare time, right? We'd give our lives to charity, but being selfish creatures of pleasure, we human beings will only do what we should do some of the time. So when I tell you that he's going to dump you for letting yourself go and not putting any effort into your appearance, well, I'm trying to shock you back into reality here. You see, most guys would like to tell her when he starts seeing her body start to change for the worse, but quite frankly, that's the most difficult thing in the world for a man to communicate. It's usually countered with this fear of reprisal, right? The loss of sex, and a whole lot of pain he stands to gain by saying that. I mean, what is there positive that he actually stands to gain from telling you that? I mean, after all, how the hell does he say it in a way that you're going to understand and not be horribly hurt by what he says? So what do? We keep our mouths zipped, and we hope that you're going to come to your senses. And if she doesn't, well, let's just avoid that ugly outcome, shall we? Stay sexy. for him and the relationship. Don't get all weird and freaked out on your body image issues either. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm saying set yourself a goal of keeping yourself looking the way that will keep him happy. You don't have to be the hottest, kindest, brainiest woman in the world. Just be better than whoever he's been with before. Make him feel like he couldn't do better than you. That's the trick here. If you're not living up to the women in his past, at the very least, well, of course he's going to be thinking, wait a minute, I could just go back to her. Next, great girlfriend step number 3 is feed him and, the other F word, him. Look, there are 2 great keys to a man's heart. One is keeping his stomach happy, and the other is keeping his favorite part of his anatomy happy. And I'm not talking about that nasty lumberjack hipster beard he's been growing and braiding since he started watching those Vikings reruns on cable. Yes, both of those things are skills, feeding him and, the bedroom skills. And you might feel a little bit inadequate about one or both of them, whether that's the cooking or the bedroom skills. But lucky you, they're also the easiest skills in the world to acquire. Here's a simple tip for feeding a guy, okay? Cook easy stuff. Cook him breakfast or a simple pasta lunch. Generally speaking, the earlier the meal, the easier it is for you to prepare, right? Our tongue is fully woken up by dinner time, so you got to go there last. The first time he sleeps over, just cook him some French toast the next morning. There are killer recipes out there, but it's literally as simple as this. 2 eggs in a bowl. Splash in some milk, some cinnamon, and maybe a drop of vanilla if you're really feeling daring. Mix it, soak the bread for 10 seconds on each side, and then cook it up in a pan with butter or some no-stick spray. Boom! Instant girlfriend material with one easy recipe. Now the fact is that men love it when you feed us, but we are actually also looking at this cooking ability like a test. If a woman can't cook, we think, well, how good of a mom could she be for our kids? Oh yeah, we're watching for that kind of signal. Now, the next part of the F and F-ing him is bang him like you're his personal sex goddess. Look, if you can satisfy a man's sexual needs and you don't attach a whole lot of weird emotional baggage to it, you can keep just about any guy faithful to you. Seriously. No, really. What makes most men stray is a combination of emotional weirdness in the relationship, like, using sex as a weapon of distance and punishment, and then if you throw in a few, sexual hang-ups in there. That's what usually makes men get all weird about sex, too. Yeah, I get it. Most guys aren't good at how they express their sexual needs. In fact, many guys can be downright bratty about it. However, you have to know that he's driven by his own sexual energy. And that's why it's so important to not let your sex life get all janked up. Find out what makes him happy. In bed, of course. And then give it to him. And yes, you can get your needs fulfilled as well. In fact, the cool thing is he'll be happy to do that the more satisfied he feels in bed. Men actually have a drive to please women. It's deep in our programming, which is why so many guys are hung up on whether or not they can get you to orgasm. You may have noticed this once in a while. That is a serious accomplishment for most guys. Find out what makes him go crazy in bed and then just fulfill all of his fantasies. That's what a great girlfriend does. Great sex is a recipe for closeness that can actually overcome many other relationship faults. Now, the opposite is almost never true. You can't overcome relationship. You can't have a great relationship and not have good sex in there. Overall, it's a simple recipe for relationship success. Never let him leave feeling either hungry or horny. That's it. How to be a fantastic girlfriend step number 4, love yourself like you should. Is there any bit of relationship advice that is more repeated than this one, or more true? If you can't love yourself, or heck, at least even like yourself, why would he? Why should he? Every man can detect the energy of a woman with low self-esteem. Yes, we understand that women need more emotional TLC, but we definitely don't want to have to be the one that we get leaned on all the time for support every day. It gets to really be a little bit of a grind. So take care of yourself. Pamper yourself. Take the time to recharge your feminine nurturing batteries. It's one of the easiest things to do. And of course, that also means it's also the easiest thing to not do. Take at least 30 minutes every day to do something that fills your heart up. It could be walking your dog or reading your favorite novel. It could be watching old Sex and the City episodes. That one actually works for me, and yes, I'm a guy. Take the time you need to keep yourself whole, or else you're never going to be able to focus on taking care of him. Make sense? It's kind of like the instructions that you hear every time you fly on a plane. In the event of an emergency, put on your air mask first, then help your neighbor. It's not selfish, it's common sense. And then, when you're recharged, now you're ready to be the best girl in the world for him. Step number 5, love him like you should. So you started by loving you, now you should be able to love him. It's easy to make guys feel loved. There's no guessing required here. Here's a short list of things you can do that will fill his heart with love. Now and, of course, making sure that he stays close to you. Small gifts of affection. Notice that I said small gifts here. Guys get weirded out by big gifts from a girlfriend. We get kind of strange on that sort of thing. We prefer small tokens of affection that show us that you're actually paying attention to what interests us. I'll give you an example here. You know that he's one of those guys that's into playing online video games, right? So you get him a cool headset that plugs into his controller, and it's something he said he's actually wanted for quite a while. Boom. You just jumped right up the girlfriend rating charts from not bad to hell yeah. Okay? Big time. That's a good one. Let him know that you appreciate him. I'm constantly amazed when I coach a woman on her relationship issues, and I ask her, when was the last time that she gave him genuine appreciation? And she can't even remember. It's the easiest way to make a guy feel like he's desired and respected for his efforts. Okay? Feed his ego. Most of what men do for you and for everybody in their lives, we do this stuff to fortify our sense of self, which is to say that he's all about his ego. Every guy is. It's something that most women have never really experienced firsthand, which makes it very hard for you to be able to relate to. But it's the most important thing for him. Now, almost everything a guy does is to get the recognition of, hey, you're a worthwhile, valuable guy. Because we never hear that. We never do. Not nearly enough as we need it. You see, he needs to feel attractive, desired, and competent. So give that to him. And then you're going to reap the rewards and attention that you will get back in return. Then the last one is let him be the man, the leader in the relationship. When a man feels like you're the one running the show, he's going to feel emasculated. He's actually going to feel neutered. It's pretty harsh, but it's true. Even if a man seems willing to hand control the relationship over to you, you have to know that deep inside he needs to feel like he's the man. Without that sense of leadership in the relationship, he's going to be unreliable and he's going to be unattractive to you over the long term. So let him make decisions and help you. And force him to, if he tries to duck out on the responsibility. He's going to feel a sense of power and authority that will actually make him 10 times sexier to you, okay? Even if you're better at half the things you ask him to do, let him do them for you. The more you make a man work to keep you, the more he will talk himself into his love for you. He will literally convince himself that he loves you more simply because he will rationalize all this effort must mean he must love you, right? The harder we work for something in life, the more we fight to keep it, and the more we appreciate it. Most women miss this one completely about guys. Remember, girlfriends stay girlfriends to a man because she makes us happy, and she does what the other girls didn't do for us. I want you to think about that for a minute. Let's not get all woo-woo and new agey and think that people stay in relationships because they should stay in them. We all stay in a relationship because it fulfills our needs. And if it doesn't, why would you want to be in that relationship? Men are easy to fulfill when you know what it is we truly want. If you want to know what a man is looking for, well, you need to understand him. And that means you need to know the secret to keeping a man desiring you and wanting you as his girlfriend, or even more than that. Maybe you want to become his partner and wife someday. Desire in men is easy to trigger when you know what to do. I'm not talking about mere liking or attraction here. What I'm referring to is a kind of desire which is so intense that a man feels almost spellbound by you. This is the kind of desire that makes his heart pound in his chest and makes his body literally shake with excitement at the very thought of you. The secret is a forgotten female superpower that you already have. Imagine waking up every morning to find dozens of emails from attractive guys that are waiting for you in your inbox. Imagine each one of them is begging for your attention and for the chance to shower you with his affection. It's easy when you know what to do. And the secret is actually just a click or two away. So go on over to datingadviceguru.com/irresistible. That's datingadviceguru.com/irresistible, where I've got a video on this exact thing, how to be irresistible to any man. And I'll be talking again soon. This is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com/irresistible. I'll be talking again next time.